It's time. Oh, man, it is time. Look at that. It's all ready to go.
Boy, is it time.
It sure is. We'll count it down now in 3, 2, 1.
Adam saw a dog, and it looked like a dog, and he called it a dog. She looked like a bird stuffer, so she is a bird stuffer.
Adjust pitch angle, -3 degrees.
The morning stream. The beast with a million eyes.
Why, just last week I had my entire car millionized.
And it smells great.
Hey, everybody, welcome to TMS. It is the morning stream for June 10th. That's a Monday. 2024 is the year. I'm Scott Johnson with Brian Ibbett. Hi, Brian.
Well, hello, Scott. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm pretty good, actually. I slept like garbage last night because we decided not to run the AC because we thought, well, even though it's 100 degrees in the day, at night it will cool off. So we'll set the thing to, not be doing AC at night, and we'll just crack the windows from 7 p.m. until this morning. It's a sweaty mess all night. It's freaking awful. So no more of that. Sorry. I live in the I'm not a young person who can now just lay in the heat. Okay?
No.
Forget it.
Got to keep it cool.
Right. And how do we, a week ago, it was like 62 maximum here.
Right. Yeah.
Suddenly it's 100, and my gosh, it was hot yesterday.
I know. Yeah, it's getting hot here too, which is great, which means that I can jump on the bike earlier and earlier. I'll jump on right after the show because it'll already be, God, it's already 66. Right now is the time that I'm usually getting on the bike is when I see it turn 66. Mid-60s is like my go time, my perfect balance of heat and cool.
That's right. You're like I don't know, a really good bun, just cooked just right.
I'm like George Costanza and his hotel sheets. Like that perfect balance.
You know what?
I stick my leg out.
Tuck or no tuck? Give me a tuck.
Yeah.
On second thought, no tuck. Look, that's great. You should do that. And also, I hope everyone's enjoying finally having a little bit of summer. It's crazy, our mountains, because it took so long to warm up. Our mountains are still snow-capped on our side, and then up from the valley up, most of the mountains are all really hyper green, and it almost looks like Hawaii there, except for the ice, obviously, at the top. It's amazing, and I hate that in August it's all going to look like a brown turd up there. But right now, beautiful.
Yeah.
So
it is.
nice.
This is the time. You're same for Colorado. Like before everything starts drying out and everything starts turning brown, it's like this is that nice green time. And we had the rainiest of rainy seasons last year, and stuff stayed green well into July and August. But so far, not so much rain. Not enough to make it work.
That's right. Kim came home and she was mad immediately because the front sprinklers didn't work while she was gone. I didn't notice.
Oh no.
I don't pay attention to these things.
Do you have them on a timer or anything? Or
we do. They're all hooked up on a timer. They work great normally, and when she left, they were working. So some wire is falling out, or I'll go in there and try to figure it out today. But that was annoying. But she's home. She's happy. Everything's good. This temperature feels like nothing to her because she's been in Mississippi all week.
It's got to feel great.
She was in a New Orleans zoo on when did she come home? Saturday? Yeah. Mm-hmm. She was in a New Orleans zoo on Saturday. 100 plus degrees, major humidity.
Humid as hell, of course. Yeah.
Stinky zoo. Like, how do you even do it? And so this to her feels like wintertime after 2 weeks of that. Anyway, she's home, so all is well. I'm gonna eat good tonight. I can tell you that.
No more hot dogs and cereal. It's great.
Yeah, the combination was not working out in the end.
Yeah.
Here's the good news, though. Yesterday, her and I went and checked out the hot new location of HMart. And you might say, what the hell is that? Well, if you live in a major city, I think they started in California. I'm not actually sure about that. You probably already know what an HMart is. It's a Korean-owned, massive store just full of mostly Korean stuff, but all sorts of Asian fare. And even a little American stuff thrown in here just to make it a regular grocery store if you want it to be. But it's just chock full of the weirdest like roots and all that stuff. And I got there, and it's over where I used to live. It's literally like I could have walked to it if I still lived in this old house. And It's massive. The grand opening was on Saturday, and so the place is just packed. We thought, oh, we'll go there on Sunday. It'll be way less people. It was insane. It was bad, no matter what.
Yeah.
And KT Data had been there prior, went there on opening day. My brother Matt went on opening day, did a video and stuff. So they're super stoked, obviously, given their heritage. And I guess this is renowned in the Korean community around here that we would get an HMart. They were all losing their shit over this. So I go in there, and it's awesome. Beautiful, smells crazy, but in a good way. You're just like,
Yep, right.
I just can't wait to eat all this rotten cabbage and
seafoody smell and yeah.
Oh yeah, cabbage and kimchi and seafood, like you said, and just like everything with weird root smells like you get in the produce section. You're just like, what even is that thing? It's like as big as a tree. Anyway, so we're enjoying that, and I'm buying kimchi, and they had this crazy deal on kimchi for the grand opening. So I grabbed a bunch of that. And they're going to have restaurants built in. They're not done yet, but those are all started and stuff. So it was all a very good experience. We leave, and it hits me. This is called HMart. I don't know why. Probably somebody's name. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what the H stands for. Yeah.
But my brain kept going, well, this should be called KMart because it's Korean market. KMart. And then my
like
brain...
K-pop, right, like K-pop.
Yeah, like K-pop,
sure.
K whatever, K-dramas.
Yep.
But my brain would go, no, Scott. In fact, literally, this used to be a Kmart. They tore it down and built this here. This was
really? Funny.
A Kmart. So they can't take Kmart because Kmart already existed. You know, red light shoppers and all that crap.
Yeah.
And so I'm just...
Blue light, by the way.
Blue light. Was it not red light? I don't know what it was.
It was not red light. Blue light special. Come on now.
Yeah, the red light was just too scary. They couldn't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, I cannot recommend going to these places enough. It is awesome, and the food is amazing, and the prices are great. I bought a bunch of really, normally very expensive ramen. If you buy the same brand somewhere else, I bought it there for way cheap, just like packages of this stuff for what used to cost me for like a single 4-pack. You just got tons of it. So yeah, HMart. We're now with the cool kids. Good. Come to Salt Lake and stay for
California.
the HMart.
Wow, holy cow!
Yeah, they're all over.
Yeah,
the place.
we've got a place here we've got an HMart, and it's closer to us than the place that's the Pacific Ocean Marketplace, which is massive. That's like, it feels like 2 grocery stores jammed together and filled with all the stuff that's in HMart. Our HMart is a former Albertsons, which is another grocery store chain. I don't know if it was national, but
we had them here.
Called something else. Did you?
I think I think our Harmons bought all those out. So now Harmons is where all the Albertsons were, but we used to be a big Albertsons town back in the day.
Yeah.
We never had, or maybe we did for a hot minute when I was a kid, but Safeway really never a thing here.
Okay. Yeah. Safeway not becoming so much of a thing out here. A lot of the Safeways are being turned into other things. Typically, like the closest one to us has been turned into a Prestige Fitness or 24-hour fitness. And then another one is like it's where the Spirit Halloween always nestles in every time season comes around. So
sure.
But no, I love HMart and love Pacific Ocean Marketplace. Love going to those places and just getting.
It's amazing, right? It's like a wonderland of senses, and you just like, man, I could stay here all day, and I don't know what it is. We're gonna go back, and my brother Matt could not be more excited. He's losing his freaking mind.
Nice.
To him, this is really like, what's it like? It's like if Crowded House said, "Hey, Brian, you want to do a concert in your backyard?"
Yeah, that's how excited he is.
Yeah,
he's excited like that level. That's a pretty damn high level.
I agree.
Right
and
there.
he just lives up the street, so you can just he lives really close to where we used to live. So he's got all he ever wanted without having to go back to the homeland, which he's doing anyway for 3 months in like August or something.
Wow, 3 months. That's a long time to go back out there.
He builds up some serious PTO at UPS, and so when he takes off like hard.
Wow.
I think that's too long
because
his in-laws are kind of weird, and so I feel like he's he probably wants to get home pretty quick. But anyway, also
he'll be wanting to come home in a week.
Yeah, no doubt. So I got a Tesla family issue. Tesla over here next door. We've talked about him over the years. They've been mostly fine because we had a little makeup and we helped them out of the snow that one day, and ever since then they've been very nice and they wave and everything's good. We have this one problem, though. The kid, who would have been a baby in 2015, when they drove past the house and yelled "F you" or whatever at the top of their lungs.
Oh, yeah. Right, yeah.
He's now a kid of some age. I think he's probably 8 or something. Yeah, that would be right. And he has a bike now. And it's a little electric-assisted bike, of course, because all they have is Teslas over there.
Of course, yes, right. Well, I mean, sure, an electric car is one thing, but the ultimate no carbon footprint vehicle is a bike that doesn't need to be charged.
That's true. That's true. That doesn't take any power from any source to get going.
Exactly. Just your body, just eating your good vegetables and stuff. Yeah.
And it's a cool little scootery, bikey thing, and it's fine. And you can use it for hills and stuff like that, or you can just pedal or whatever. And it's made for a little guy like him, an 8-year-old.
That's interesting. I didn't know they made e-bikes for kids. That's wild.
Yeah, it surprised me a little bit. Anyway, he's out there, and it's fine. Our little back alley area is like a street that pulls up to our garage and other people's garages. And it's kind of every other house has a garage in back versus in front. It's just kind of weird layout, kind of very Midwest layout. And our yard, as we know from previous run-ins, is a great place for lazy people to let their dog poo or whatever.
Climb the tree and injure themselves and yeah.
Oh yeah, we did talk about the tree, didn't we? So this is this is a companion piece to the tree, I guess.
Okay.
He is now deciding that one hump of a turn that our yard provides is just too much. He just cannot be bothered to go around the grass.
Go around, yeah.
He has to go right through it, past our tree and out to the other side. So now if you go out to our lawn, lush green out there, beautifully manicured. I mowed it last week. Kim's mowing it today. She's out there right now. But right down the middle of it is this flattened, undergrown path created by 8-year-old freaking scooter boy, right down the swath, right down the middle of this yard thing. Now, his mom watches him do it. Yeah. So she sees him do this and doesn't have a reaction or doesn't have anything to say.
What's he doing going on grass anyway? Stay on the side of the road, kid, or on a sidewalk or something.
I feel like these are all things he should know. By 8 years old, these are things you should know. And then better yet, when your mom is watching you ride.
Yeah.
My mom would have piped up and said, "Stay out of their yard." Is
exactly.
What she would have said.
Yeah.
So now I don't know what to do again. We have an option. We go over there and say, "Hey guys, remember 2015? We don't want to do that again."
I wouldn't even bring up 2015. Just and do it in the most friendly, jokey. Have Kim take over a casserole and then have like bike marks going over one corner of the casserole, or a cake that has it's all like a green topped happy spring cake with bike tire marks going across one corner, and just say,
I love it. I'll just get like a little miniature kid on a bike, put him on the end of the cake.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. No, you know what? That's one way. The other way, we thought about putting a sign. Is it just
flattening the grass, or is it wearing is there now like a dead path kind of thing?
It's not dead yet, but if he keeps it up, it will be. It's that kind of thing where I can tell it's drier. You can tell it's lower. It is flattened, but it's also the grass isn't growing quite the way the rest of the thing does. Part of me wants to do like motion sensor water blast.
Can you just head over to the Home Depot and buy a gnome and put it right in the middle of the path and just have the gnome sitting there?
Going,
Right, a little Nedgerine gnome. Sure. Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
A can of Barbasol. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what my options are. I just got to think about it. So everyone at home, write in with your ideas. I don't want to. I'm not looking for World War II here. No.
Right, exactly. It's not like people with their spike strips or a thin piece of fishing line, between the two trees on either side. No, I don't think that's what we're going for.
I'm not doing that. And he's a cute, nice kid. He's just a nice kid.
Exactly.
It's just he's not being told.
Yeah.
He's not been given the basic understanding of how neighbor etiquette goes. He just isn't.
Yeah.
And I don't want to. I'm actually pro. Let your kid get out there and have some fun, and don't be so helicoptery. Like, I think that's good, and they're definitely doing that. But there's a point where you gotta like have some awareness of your surroundings and of other people, and then make better decisions. We could put a little sign that says, "Keep bikes off grass." Let's say. The problem with that is it's going to be taken as super
very passive aggressive, this means you, Tesla neighbor.
Yeah.
Right.
If only in a A fan of electric cars would pay attention to this sign. Anyway, so that's that. Brian, you got a question for the Chad?
I got a question.
The Chadpool?
Yeah, for the
Not
hive
the
mind
Chadpool.
here.
I don't know why I said Chadpool, but
The
anyway.
Chadpool. So in a little under 2 weeks, I've got a quick trip out to Vegas. I say quick trip, but it's going to feel like a long trip because I'm there for 5 days, really 3 full days, and then 2 little half travel days. But seeing Elvis Costello and Daryl Hall perform together. Hall and Costello, they should call themselves, and heck with Oates. Screw you, Oates.
Yeah, screw you, Oates. No Oates.
But because it's so close, I hate the fact that it's so close to the MS-150. I'm doing all this work to get prepped for the ride, and I don't want to have 5 days where I don't do an actual bike ride and actually get out there. And I've been thinking, I don't want to haul all my gear out there, my shoes, my helmet, stuff like that, so that I can rent a bike and pay ridiculous amounts of money. So I'm going to be hitting the gym at the 2 hotels I'm staying at. I'm going to be at Harrah's for a couple days, and then I'm moving to Luxor for a couple days because I got free rooms there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
I like the Luxor. I don't care what people say.
Luxor's fine. It's been redone, and
there's something about being in a big damn pyramid. I just will always think that's cool.
Exactly.
You know?
And I think I might even still have credits on my playground card. Who knows if I'm like, I'll go down there and jump around in the balloons again, or do whatever.
Sure.
But more importantly, it's that riding time during the day, and I want to ride for a good hour and a half every morning. Maybe even go up to 2 hours if I feel froggy.
Yeah.
But just having my iPad there, if I'm sitting there watching something and I'm on the bike, my mind just tends to wander, and I look around or see, oh, what's that guy doing over there on the weights or that sort of thing, and then I miss a bunch of the video. And plus sometimes it's like if I'm doing the recumbent bike and I'm far away, then it's like, which character's talking, that sort of thing.
Sure.
It's first world problems. But part of me is like, what if I took my Meta Quest, put on a movie, and just sat there and like pedaled and like was so focused on the movie without any distractions that I'm not even looking around at other things, getting distracted, whatever, right? Like
yeah.
I am just there in the zone, not even looking at anything.
Sure.
Do I end up on TikTok? Somebody coming into the gym, seeing me with my VR headset and taking a video of me? Are there people? Or are we finally in a place where it's like, no, that's not really a big deal, like seeing that sort of thing?
I think you have a higher percentage chance than not.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't give it more. I would give it I'd give it 60% chance you'll be on the internet.
Oh, really? That high? So
Yeah.
I was thinking like. Yeah. 20%. Alla says I would put you on TikTok.
Yeah, I would too. If I'm honest, I would absolutely do this. If it wasn't, if I didn't know you, I'd be like, oh my gosh, there's a guy with a headset on. And I wouldn't do it because I was like making fun. It would be more like, check this gym goer. He's got an idea you could do. Everybody check it out. Like that kind. It might not even be a negative thing, but I'll bet you, especially if it's a busy gym in Vegas.
That's the thing. This is going to be the Harrah's gym and the Luxor gym. People, I've found, like when we went to the plaza and I got on the bike a couple mornings there, there were hardly anybody else in there all 3 times that I went in there. Right, like it was nothing. Plus, I usually hit it right when they open the facilities because I want 6 a.m. I want to just knock it out. I'm up anyway. I might as well do it. Before it does get busy.
Plus, the machines will never be cleaner than when you get there early.
Well, they'll never be cleaner, right? Yeah. That is the cleanest. I don't have to worry about did the Jim Bob before me wipe down the sweat off of the handlebars of the bike that I'm riding.
Yeah, none of that. Is all the rest they have to worry about your sweat. That's it. You're in charge.
Well, I'm very good about cleaning. I'm meticulous.
Yeah.
I'll say this: the recumbent bike cleaner when I get off of it than when I get on it because I'm so like I don't want to be that guy who leaves any trace of anything on
That's good. You are a better person for that. That's good.
So September says, I don't even know where the gym is at Plaza. It's like, well, September, it's right past the subway.
Yeah.
If you go a few feet past the subway, you'll see the gym there.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was thinking I'd wear like one of my MS 150 T-shirts. Not a bike jersey. That would be ridiculous. But like one of my MS 150 T-shirts. So if somebody's like, look at this guy, and then I can just, if the TikTok comes out, I can say, oh, looks like that guy is preparing for a really long charity bike race. Maybe you should leave him the F alone.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. If you really show off what you're training for and it's such a good cause, does that diffuse
Exactly.
people?
Gonna put a big sign on me. Leave me alone. Training for a 150-mile bike ride.
Yeah. Trying to cure MS. Leave me alone.
Tape it to the front of my visor, my quest.
Yeah, or put on there. Yeah, put a note that just says, "This is not as stupid as you think it looks." That's what you should say.
That's right.
Because then you diffuse any kind of video, right? They take a video of that, and people immediately respect your game. They'll go,
right.
Well, exactly. Yeah, he's knowing that this is kind of ridiculous, and he's got a note on there that even acknowledges it. But
yeah, I'm focused.
F those guys. I say you do it, Brian. I say you take it.
All right.
Partly because I want to see if you end up on the internet. That's mainly why I want to see you do it.
I know. That's totally fine. I totally get that.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Cool.
I mean, it'd be a big deal in our community. Everybody would lose their minds if Brian had a viral
Yeah, exactly. Like, look, there's Brian. I'll be like, I'll own it. I don't care. That guy who we keep giving mileage to, who is embarrassed for me for the songs I do on Film Sack.
Oh yeah, that guy.
And I'm glad he's embarrassed for me, because I'm certainly not embarrassed by them. But boy, if I end up on viral TikTok with people making fun of me because I'm wearing a VR headset on a bike, all the better for it. Whatever.
Yep. Yeah, whatever it takes. So I say go for it.
They make so many cool VR games too that you can tie in with a Bluetooth cadence sensor or something like that makes you feel like you're actually riding.
Mm-hmm.
I used one for a long time, the VR Fit or VZ Fit, that basically you can just plop your avatar onto any Google street and be riding down the street. Like what you're seeing is as if you were riding down Google Maps, and it's like a slideshow. It's not smooth video by any means, but it's still really cool.
Ooh, that'd be cool. There was a VR thing that I absolutely loved. I don't know if they still do it, but Google made it. It was a Google Maps. You know that chunky polygon view they would have when you get down to the street that isn't street view, but the one that's like, and it looked kind of bad. Like it was.
Yes, right. Like the buildings looked. Like, especially the cars. The cars look like they pulled the cars out of, just saved them just barely from being crushed and then put them back in parking places.
Yeah, it's very, it's really gross and kind of ethereal and strange, but I loved walking around in that. And so I used that app all the time when I had my first Quest, and I would just get all down on streets that I knew, and then I'd walk around in this place, and it was, like regular size person, full size city, but everything's warped and effed up, and the trees are blocky polygons, and I freaking loved that. That was so cool.
Yeah, all you need is Elliot Page there to kind of fold the streets over each other as you walk down them.
That's right, and I'll spin my top the entire time. Brian, let's also remind people about a very cool thing. I can't believe we got this much response. Yeah. It's amazing.
Tanner reached out to me this morning, said that in 2 days we exceeded the $3,500 goal for the fundraiser for Wabbit. You guys all got together last night and did a game marathon, stream game-a-thon in the Discord. Super cool. The link is still up and it's still running, and it still wants your clicks and your contributions. bit.ly/Wabbit Magic, all lowercase, Wabbit Magic. The cause is Join PDX, which is a nonprofit local to where Alan lived. They help unhoused people find permanent housing and provide support along the way. So once again, the fundraiser is still active, and the money goes directly to the charity.
That's
so,
right.
Go do that.
And cannot believe they exceeded $35,000 or $3,500. That would be amazing if it was $35,000.
That would be amazing.
But this is still pretty amazing. So please go check it out. bit.ly/Wabbit Magic. And huge thanks to Tanner and others for making sure that got organized and happened and all that stuff. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Great way to remember that guy. Okay. We are going to do some half-asses. That means that Brian Dunaway must be called. There is no other way to do this. He has to be
There's no other way
called.
to do it. We have to bring him in.
Yep.
Have
to do it.
Have to.
Few things in life you have to do. This is one of them. And he's heading in now. All 420 pounds of him. Just kidding. That's not true. Where's this thing? Here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Brian Dunaway to the show. Hi, Brian.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian. Good morning.
Hey, how are you, buddy? What are you doing?
I'm doing good, buddy.
Yeah,
How
buddy.
about you, buddy?
I'm doing good, buddy. How are you, buddy? And I'm not your buddy, pal. I'm not your pal, buddy.
Buddy, pal.
It's good to see you. How was your weekend?
Hey, man, not bad. But I spend way too much time going down rabbit holes of projects.
Yeah.
Mostly retro gaming.
Yeah.
What you going to do?
It's your thing. It's what you do, and you should. Yeah. And we're all here for it. I'd love it that you do that.
You just tune in Friday as I bore you to tears with all my retro shenanigans.
Yes.
It's exciting.
It is exciting, and you're killing it with that stuff.
I'm
so keep it up.
I'm playing open Streets of Rage right now as we're talking.
There's an I'm sorry, you haven't talked to me about this. There's an open project for Streets of Rage.
Yeah, Streets of Rage 2X, I believe is what it's called, and it allows you to play both 2 and 3 in a modern format with widescreen formatting and all that good stuff. Yeah, I got the same characters.
Kidding me? Jeez Louise, that's great.
Same happens.
There it is, Chrono Crash, new project. That's awesome. They're also making a new one, and yeah, but this weekend we're going to talk about that game and its impact on the gaming world. But for now, we're going to play a game of our own choosing, and Brian's going to explain the rules and who at home might win some prizes. Brian, take it away.
So going to do that. Welcome to the morning Half-Asses, a trivia game where I'm actually going to be giving you the answers. I'm going to give Scott and Brian a category and 6 possible answers, 3 of which are correct, and 3, like taking some VR porn onto your stationary bike at a Las Vegas hotel, would be incorrect. Depending on how confident they feel with the category, they can provide 1, 2, or 3 guesses. But if any of those guesses are wrong, they get 0 points for that round. Get 1 right gets a point, 2 right gets you 3 points, and 3 right gets you 5 points total.
That's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points. You should get those. The player with the most points after 3 rounds wins the prize for their contestant. Contestants have been pulled from members of the Tadpool that aren't able to listen live. Scott, you're playing for Andrea in Blackwood, New Jersey. Andrea.
I got your back, Andrea, either one.
Andrea. Brian, you're playing for Corey C. in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah, Corey, we're about to take this home. Let's do it.
Yep, just like the Panthers, you're co-fans of each other just because you've got one thing that makes you common. Today it's this.
That's right.
Yep.
Darn right. And I'll tell you what the prizes are later after we play the game, but let's start with question number 1. Things named, we did presidents a while ago. Let's do this one. Things named for a U.S. vice president. Which of these 6 things, which 3 of these 6 things were named for a U.S. vice president? You've got Dulles Airport, gerrymandering, Minneapolis's Metrodome, the Marshall Plan, Fairbanks, Alaska, and the Sherman Antitrust Act.
My Lord. I don't know, dude.
Me either. I just picked 2.
I'm picking 2.
I remember Vice President Jerry, though. He was pretty cool.
Mr. Ford. Gerald Ford.
Vice President Jerry.
Oh, you're talking about gerrymandering? Yeah. I got it.
You guys are both locked in. You both locked in with 2, and you did not overlap at all.
Oh, this is going to be an interesting result.
So, Brian, you weren't just playing. You did pick gerrymandering. Do you know who it's named for?
No. I can't remember because it's such a weird connection.
Dr. Jerry Tolbert.
That's right.
I remember that being right. Is it? No, get out of here.
Right.
No.
James
I know it's right, but I mean, I don't remember why.
Yeah,
Who is it? Who is it?
Madison's VP, Eldridge Jerry, or Elbridge Jerry, which I don't think that's a real name.
That's a crazy name. That's backwards. It should be Jerry Elbridge. That's what it should be.
Yes, right. Scott, you locked in on Fairbanks, Alaska. Yeah, the Theodore Roosevelt's VP was a guy named Charles Fairbanks.
Fair.
Dulles Airport. was named after Secretary of State
Good
John
job,
Foster
Scott.
Dulles.
Yeah, it's
And
not
the Marshall Plan, it's not a VP.
Yeah.
And the Marshall Plan was named after Secretary of State George Marshall. The other real one was the Minneapolis Metrodome, believe it or not, which was named after the Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome for Lyndon Johnson's VP. But
but it's not actually named then, right?
it's technically named the Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome.
All right.
But they call it, they just shorten that to the Minneapolis
Scott.
Metrodome.
Okay. I'll take it. That's
And then
fine.
the Sherman Antitrust Act was named for Secretary of State John Sherman.
Sherman?
All right, let's get to question number 2, Grammys. We love our Grammys.
I love my
No,
Grammy.
this is the Oscar.
She's great.
Everyone, sorry, this is like the award. Sorry.
Oh.
Which of these are unlikely Grammy winners? Which of these people have won a Grammy but are unlikely to have done so? Your choices are Reeth Witherspoon, Reeth Witherspoon,
Why would you say she's unlike? Okay, go ahead.
Zach Braff, Martin Scorsese, Jimmy Carter, Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy, and Mikhail Gorbachev. 3 of these people have won Grammys, but they are unlikely to have done so.
Well, they all seem very unlikely. So the question is, they have but are still unlikely. Doesn't really narrow it down, does it?
It does not.
I'm going very conservative on this one.
Okay.
I'm
going
going to go conservative too. Click.
Single
All right.
click conservatism.
You guys both very conservative with Zach Braff. You know, Zach Braff actually did get the
Yeah, he did
Grammy
that movie.
for the Garden State soundtrack.
Yeah.
That's exactly why. Yes. And Jimmy Carter
Peanut picking bastard.
get one. Martin Scorsese got one for No Direction Home, the Bob Dylan thing in 2006, and Mikhail Gorbachev got one for Wolf Tracks and Peter and the Wolf in 2004.
Mikhail Gorbachev.
Mikhail Gorbachev.
Mikhail Gorbachev.
That one,
Weird
I almost chose it because I kept thinking about the. Remember the tap dancer? Who was that guy or ballet guy that was a big deal? And he was in that White Knights movie.
Mikhail Baryshnikov.
Yeah, that's why I keep going. Well, he could have because that was kind of music adjacent. And then I'm like, no, Scott, this is the leader with the big red thing on his head.
The wine stain on his forehead.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
I
right.
really wanted Jimmy Carter
right,
to have like
Scott
a country
going-
song I wasn't aware of. That's what I was really just hoping. Just like
Scott
went
going
all
into
in.
round 3 with 1
Yes,
point.
Scott.
Brian Dunaway with
Finally.
0 points.
Yeah. Take that,
Let's see
jerk.
how you finally do with this one. Disney villains. Oh, easy, right? Disney villains. We all know our Disney villains. Which 3 of these are actual Disney villains? Your choices are Mr. McMahon, Freddie Blassie, Lady Tremaine, Sherry Martell, Claude Frollo, and Edgar Balthazar.
Oh my
Which 3
Lord.
of these are Disney villains?
I only know one.
you know one.
Yeah.
Which one is
I
it?
think I know, but I'm not going to tell you.
I know. I know one that I think I know which one it is, but I'm not sure about the other. And since you've already got 1 point, I better go all in. But let me see how.
Good luck. Good luck, sir. Good
Lock
luck.
in.
Strawberry Festival. All right, you both have locked in.
Yeah.
Oh boy, here we go. You both selected Claude Frollo. Frollo.
Yeah,
Froyo?
yeah.
Froyo comes with
Froyo.
comes with a cursed gremlin.
Free yogurt.
Do you remember what movie? What Disney movie?
I'm going to say
Hunchback,
Hunchback of Notre Dame. Yeah. Is that it?
Exactly what you should say, because that is where it comes from.
Yeah.
Brian decided to go one more.
Yeah,
and
you know
plug
what?
in
101 Dalmatians, right? He's Edgar, right?
Edgar Balthazar?
No, I wasn't sure. That's his last name.
No, come on. 101 Dalmatians is Cruella de Vil as the villain.
No,
Come on.
no, but Edgar, the two chumps. He's either the skinny with the big nose or the fat goofy one.
I'll
which I
tell
think
you
he's
who
the fat
he
goofy
is.
one.
He's
Or
a
is it
Disney
the skinny
villain
one?
from the Aristocrats. Yeah,
Aristocats.
Sorry, the Aristocrats
All right.
a totally different thing.
Edgar.
Lady Tremaine
Is it not
from
Edgar?
Cinderella. By the way, your other 3, Freddie Blassie, Mr. McMahon, and Sherry Martell, all pro wrestlers.
Mr. McMahon.
God.
Yes. Is that a great little?
That's a good
And of
twist,
course,
dude. I
Freddie
love it.
Blassie, who had his thing.
So
with
I still
Kaufman
wait.
and-
Yeah.
Brian, you won because you.
I
you
won 'cause
did
I got
go for
lucky.
2. It was like a down to the wire kind of thing.
Oh my gosh, you guys! Hey,
very
and by the way, if Jimmy Carter, who has been on the edge of death for months now, if he dies, it is not our fault. All right,
It is not on us. Yeah,
yeah,
no kidding. Exactly.
It's not us.
So congratulations to Brian Dunaway, and then by proxy, congratulations to Corey C. in Charlotte, North Carolina. You are getting the prize, the main prize, the big prize, a copy of King of the Castle and Bravery and Greed to Steam Games.
Nicely done.
Of Wesley.
Yep.
But don't worry, Andrea in Blackwood, New Jersey, you're getting a copy of Mediterranean Inferno.
Nice. Don't know what that one is, but you're all winners.
Congratulations. You're a winner.
Good job, guys. You deserve it. And sorry I didn't give you 2 games today, Andrea, but one will do.
You came awful close.
We sure
It was
did.
close. That was an exciting game.
Well, there you go. Dunaway, how do you feel about your win? You
I
feeling
feel
good?
pretty good about it. Now I want to go watch some Disney movies, specifically 101 Dalmatians and Aristocats, which I just ordered on Laserdisc because I used to have in my collection, and I guess I was confusing a couple of things.
Hold on a second. Laserdisc, will that be is that a big enough movie to have to swap sides? Were they all like that? Did you always have to flip them over?
Most of the Disney movies were not swap sides unless you got the work in progress prints, which I have Aladdin and, well, I definitely have the Beauty and the Beast one. But typically, since I have a Sony Laserdisc player, it auto flips.
Oh,
so as long as it's only 2 sides, is it CAV or CLV? I forget. One of them typically is only the hour and a half movies for animation.
Now,
typically,
remind me when they would flip, when that thing flips things, the Sony player.
Yeah.
How does it do it? Does the reader flip?
It comes out and
The
it says,
reader just-
"I'm flipping." Yeah, it just flips the sides. It's just
It just moves the reader to the other side.
Okay, so the thing doesn't,
Right.
the actual disc doesn't flip, but the thing inside
No,
reading it goes underneath.
it's not a
okay.
box.
Okay.
It would
No.
need to be huge to do that with the size of
It's
these.
already
Yeah.
huge. Can you
Yeah.
imagine?
That's why I was
jukebox
wondering, because I
player?
the one I had was like pure flip it yourself. You had to get in there and do it.
Same
I
here.
had those too.
Mine is exactly that.
Yeah, that thing sucked.
Yes, and for the special edition Star Wars movies, that means flipping and changing
Yeah.
discs 6 times. 'Cause
Oh!
it comes on one
Six
disc,
times.
6 sides.
That's
So
too
he's
many.
Flipping it 5 times.
That's too many.
So what? In the movie's like what? Close to an hour 45. How many minutes did you get to watch? Like 20 something minutes before we have to flip? Is that something like that? Is that right?
Sounds right.
Mm.
But it's been, dude, it's been so
20
long.
minutes. You can't even hardly get into a scene in 20 minutes.
It's been so long, I don't remember any of this stuff, honestly. Well, Dunaway, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and I hope your week is a grand one. And we'll see you again Wednesday for more goofiness. All right.
Indeed.
All right.
Soon.
All right.
Soon.
Mm-hmm.
Bye now.
Bye now. See, we've
So
been.
this is interesting. According to Captain Kipper and Domo, Jimmy Carter has won Grammys. I want to see the dates of his wins because I'm curious if this question was written before he won Grammys.
I don't know.
This is So which is it doesn't change anything because Brian did pick Jimmy Carter as well, so he would have had 6 points at the end of the game there. I guess it might have changed things depending on how you would have played your last answer.
Yeah.
As well.
I don't know. Like, but what did it say he won for? Did it say?
I'm trying to find it here. It shows, let's see, all of his nominations. Oh, here we go. 61st Awards, Best Spoken Word Album, Faith, A Journey for All. And what year was that? 2018. So yeah, this question was written at least after that win for Jimmy Carter.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, here we go. What are the years? 2007, 2016, 2018. I think this game was written. This game was written after 2007. So.
Is that
Ken
why?
Jennings, you failed me, Ken Jennings.
Yeah. What's up, Kenneth P. Jennings? You're the host now. You should know this shit.
Exactly. I will now, remind people that I beat Ken Jennings for a little while in a live Jeopardy match in Vegas as part of the Trivia Championships of North America.
There you
So
go.
there you go.
Yep. There you go.
Okay, Ken.
All right then. Let's get to some news. It's time for some news, people. Let's do it right now. Where the hell's the thing? Here it is. It's time for a brief look at today's news, and it's brought to you by.
Begins with a trivia question for me. Which country has the most fresh water? So I saw this earlier, and I've been thinking about it, and I'm feeling it has to be a place that's got a lot of like snow runoff, a lot of mountains, and my thinking is Canada.
Oh, you think it's Canada, do you? Let me find out if that's correct. The incorrect answer is Canada. The actual answer is Brazil, of all places. Brazil.
Really?
Yeah.
Rainforests, of course.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It surprised me as well. To be honest, I thought it'd be a snow melt thing as well. So
I thought so too, but that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right. Let's talk about. Hey, Jeff Sire. I promise this isn't aimed at you. Okay. Speaking of Canada, he doesn't like it when we rip on Tesla on the show. We don't really rip on Tesla. We just sometimes have opinions. All right.
Yeah.
But he's not going to like this next story. And I promise it's not in reaction to anything you said. And I swear it's not some kind of bias thing. This is just an actual story. So many unsold Teslas are piling up that you can see them from space, according to this article.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't like. So it would have to. I mean, you can see anything from space if you have a focused enough lens, right? I think the see it from space thing is so overused when it's like, well, from the International Space Station and a really high-powered telescope, you could probably see a lot more than you think.
Probably.
Like seeing with the naked eye.
Yeah, no, that's impressive, right? Yeah. Well, it says there are so many unsold Teslas. Gone are the times when Tesla sold every car it could build fresh out of the factory. We're now at the point where the company has actually made too many vehicles. The automaker is obviously aware of this, slashing prices on popular models like the Model Y as inventory piles up. Buyers are biting through, though. Aren't biting, though. They're not biting now. And now the automaker has so much unsold inventory that the Sherwood News reports they're being stored in lots that can be seen from space. In quarter one of 2024, Tesla reported it made 433,371 vehicles. Of those, 386,810 were actually sold. This means the automaker had an extra 46,561 cars that it did not sell. This can be blamed on the overall EV sales slowdown, which actually isn't true, by the way. I don't know why this says that.
Yeah, I feel like
they're all actually. Tom Merrick keeps pounding this into everybody, and no one listens. But overall, EV sales are up. Tesla sales are down. That's it. That's the story. Like, it may not be equal to there's no skyrocket in sales, but they're up overall. Just down for Tesla. I mean, more competition means you're going to buy EVs from other places. Of course, it's going to change. I mean, this is just normal business. Anyway, so I don't know why it says that, but Tesla. Let's see. Tesla played a part in this as well. This is as Sherwood pointed out. Quote: the primary driver of this was driver. Don't use driver in this story. Was an increase.
The primary driver for this is a dude who looks like Ed Begley Jr.
It says an increase in inventory from the mismatch between builds, says Tesla Chief Financial Officer Vaibhav Taneja. That's a name.
Yeah. Well, sure. Yeah. Vaibhav
Taneja. Sure. He said the company is negative 2.5 billion in free cash flow, depending on the AI computers that also are to blame. He says, I think that's the article taking a jab. We expect the inventory to build to reverse in the second quarter and free cash flow to return to positive again. Anyway, the idea is that you can be, from a satellite's point of view, you can see these parking lots full of Teslas. 430. That's a lot. It's almost 500,000 Teslas just laying there, sitting there.
That is crazy. I feel like I've 80% settled on my next car being a Hyundai Ioniq 5 EV, because I like the size of it. I like the SUV size as opposed to doing the Model Y, which I was also considering for a while. But man, it sure feels like there are probably some great deals to be had on Model Ys right now. If, you go in, bring in this article and say, what kind of deal can you, I'll help take one of those Model Ys off your hands. What kind of deal can you give me?
Yeah, I wonder if you can get a deal. Go to your local Tesla dealership and see what. I assume that whenever you have an inventory glut, that means deals for people. So
yeah, exactly.
Why not?
But yeah, I don't know. There are three. I've been telling people that the three that I was looking at were the Kia EV6, and Randy kind of swayed me against that one when he was talking about how they were doing test drives with that and the Kia Niro EV.
Yeah.
The Volkswagen ID4, and then the Hyundai. I keep saying Hyundai Ioniq 5, and it's it was getting to test drive a Hyundai Ioniq 5. I was like, oh, I really, really like that. And the fact that Tanner really likes his, yeah, that's, and I think I can get that cheaper than a Volkswagen ID4.
According to my brother Matt, he says Hyundai. I can't get used to it.
It's a little close to hentai.
It's very close to hentai.
Yeah, it's like if I could be right into this thing, and then some tentacles are going to be climbing up around me, and are there seatbelts or is it tentacles that hold you in
yeah,
place?
you just two purple tentacles come around and hold you in place, and you don't want to know where they're holding you, Brian. You don't want to know.
Yeah, right.
But he says that I say it wrong. I said on this interview I did with him, I said Hyundai, and he says that's what everyone says, but it's Hyundai. And I said, really?
Really?
And he said,
really? So I mean, I guess he would know, right?
Yeah, he's as knowledgeable as anybody. And then I said, well, what about Kia? And he says, no, it's just Kia. There's nothing weird there. So everyone who thinks they're saying Kia right, you are saying it right. You're fine.
Interesting. The Cried Wolf says a Hertz Tesla may or may not be a greater deal too. It doesn't help me at all whether it may or may not be a greater deal. But a Hertz Tesla sounds like but you get punched in the arm.
Yeah. You want me to give you the Hertz Tesla? Sounds like a fight move.
It totally does. Yeah.
But hold on though. So that's just like a rental that they put up for sale. Is that what he means? Must be what he means.
Yeah. Which I know how I've treated rental cars. So the thought of getting a formally rented car feels like, ooh, I don't know. You know. I guess. Yeah. He says either abused or well kept. Depends. Yeah. Yeah. We used to have a slogan at my old company, the newspaper software company. No curb too high for a rental car.
That's good.
Yeah, and that's why I'd be very hesitant about buying a formally rented car.
You'd have to give me. How would this have to? It would have to be a screaming deal for me to do a rental.
Yeah. And the one I'm looking oh god, yeah, no kidding. I'm not looking at getting brand new model year Ioniq 5. I'd be looking at getting a 2023 with hopefully lower miles on it, but then I could hopefully get a screaming deal on it.
Yeah, sometimes you can get that's the deal we got on our car was it's not an electric, but it was one of those loaners that a dealership keeps around, and they never used it. They only had like 20 miles on it or something.
Wow.
And so you can sometimes get lucky with that. With EVs, I don't know if you will, but that would be cool.
Yeah, and I don't know if you get the tax breaks and the government subsidization if you do a used EV versus buying new. That's the only other thing, because that was such a nice sweet deal, and I think still is, because Tesla is 100% or claims to be 100% made in the U.S. Probably is. I don't know. Or whatever percentage it needs to be.
It's assembled here, I think, is the rule, right?
Assembled here is the right.
Yeah.
That's the more important thing, right? Yeah. You qualify for enough stuff to take it from like a $50,000 or $45,000 car down to a $30,000 car for a brand new one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know.
Well, we'll see. You know, I'm in the same search boat for. I want to go EV, but I don't know what the frick I want.
Yeah. Oh, Boy Who Cried Wolf says you get a 4K tax break on used EVs over $25,000. Okay. All right. I like that.
That's a sizable amount of cash.
A lot. Yeah. Okay, cool.
I would happily save that.
One of the people that I'm going to be hopefully meeting for like a meal, lunch or dinner in Vegas is the owner of a Hyundai dealership in Henderson Hyundai.
Nice.
And planning on like hitting him up and saying, so what kind of deal can you give me? And if it's a good one, I won't be flying back from Vegas. I'll be driving back.
Yeah, I was going to ask you probably drive. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'd totally do it. If he gives me a good enough deal, like right on the spot, sure. But it'll more likely be, if I do buy from him, it'll be more likely to be a deal where I one-way fly to Vegas, have a couple fun days, and then drive home in a used Ioniq 5.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I think it'd be great. Just you though, right? Because then you can hot fart the whole way home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want.
Probably. I don't know. I could see Tristan saying, "I'll come with you, Dad." You know,
oh yeah, I can see that. Sure.
We could family hot fart.
Yeah. Yeah. You can fart around your kids. It's fine.
It never smells bad when it's your own brand.
That's right. It's your own DNA in the air.
That's right. Exactly.
Okay, we're gonna take a break. When we come back, Steven Schleicher will be joining us. We haven't had him in a couple of weeks. We've missed him terribly, so it's time to get back on the Steven train, and that'll be after this break. Brian's got a song. Let's play that song.
Yeah, this is from the alt rock veterans or lockers. Maybe they're lockers too. Jeez Louise. Smile, Empty Soul. They've got a brand new single called Savior, which is some heavier stuff for those of you who are like, give us something a little bit heavier, Brian. Well, I'm talking to you, and this is what is for you. This track is a preview of their upcoming EP called Swan Song. That doesn't sound very promising, which is scheduled to release at the end of the year through TLG and Zoid Records and Virgin Music Group overseas. Here's the song Savior by the band Smile, Empty Soul.
That was a very brave thing to do. And totally unnecessary.
Everybody get down on the ground.
We're back. Tell me who that was again so I can remember and play it.
That's Smile, Empty Soul. They've got an EP coming out the end of the year, but you don't have to wait that long. You can listen to this right now. That's the single. It's called Savior. Once again, the band is Smile, Empty Soul.
Excellent.
Which would be what I would have if I end up buying an EV. My soul would be empty.
Well,
it would just be Brian.
It would just be Brian. Yeah, it wouldn't be empty. It just wouldn't have you in there anymore.
Somebody else would be in there, probably.
Yeah, Larry full.
And now, welcome Steven to the show. He's a huge freaking nerd.
He's a huge freaking nerd, and he's here. And his name is Steven. Hi, Steven. Welcome back to the show. How are you?
Hello, Scott. Hello, Brian.
Hey.
Hello.
How's all things major spoilers? We've missed you terribly.
I've got a bad laptop that needs to be badly replaced, and I'm still trying to get the money for it. So,
all right.
Things are going okay, I guess.
That's a fun time looking for new hardware and whatnot.
I mean, WWDC today, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they will announce some new laptops that I can afford.
They very well might. They got today's all about their AI stuff. So
yeah, I was gonna say I don't think there's gonna be any hardware this time around. I think it's gonna be all software.
I'm going to go ahead. I think Brian's right, but I'm going to make the bet that they're going to announce some refreshes. I think they may say
be some M4 stuff. MacBook Pros coming.
Yeah, I think they'll say
we've got to wait until October to do that, but I would think that with the M4s already in the iPads and everything else, it's time to get those into the hands of the common folk.
I do not think they will say that they're in the store today, but I think they'll say that they're coming. I think that'll happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, great. Good luck on that.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of fun to me.
Sounds like Scott's not going to contribute to my Patreon.
Look, I'd do that. I think I already am, though. I think I am in your Patreon.
You might be.
I think I'm already in there. May just have to up it. But anyway, hey, welcome, and let's talk about some things.
Hey, thanks.
There's, tell me about these DC Compact comics that everyone's talking about, because you're not the first to mention it to me. What is this?
Yeah, we talked about them when they were first announced months ago, but now they're finally in stores, and you're right, people are going crazy for these things. And listeners who are not familiar, this DC, I forget what they're calling them, like compact readers or whatever that they are. It's not like a compact car, Brian, that you might drive around back from Vegas. But these are trade paperback collections that are 5.5 by 8.5 inches in size, compared to a regular size trade paperback, which is 6 5/8, or basically 7 by 10 3/16 in size. So it's about 75% of a regular trade paperback. The nice thing is these smaller books fit nicely into a backpack, into a purse or a carry-on or whatever that you need to do. And, not to disparage comic book readers, but I know sometimes you open up your comic book and people look at you strange and are like, oh, you're one of those kind of guys. Mm-hmm. But you pull out a manga edition and people are like, that's one of those cool guys that read the manga. And so these are basically the same size as a manga collection. Yeah. And so part of me is saying, it's an appearance thing. Part of me is like, oh no, this means they can get on bookshelves a lot easier at bookstores. Mm-hmm. But for people to go out and buy these things and be reading them and really enjoying the experience, from what I've seen, even some comic creators this weekend were like, oh no, I picked up the new Watchmen trade in this format. It's great. Although Watchmen in that little smaller format seems really hard just because of the way they do the 9-panel grid. Some of that stuff it's gotta be pretty small.
Tiny.
That's such a sacrifice on artwork, which for me is obviously for a lot of people is such a massive part of the comic book experience.
You could argue though that Dave Gibbons' art looks better smaller. His kind of ink work, I don't like it blown out. And so if it's
I can
a
see
little
that, yeah.
tighter, it's the reason everybody shrinks their stuff. Usually it looks better, but his stuff may benefit from that. But people
Personally,
who have
as
shitty eyes, I mean, I don't know how you're going to read this on a bus if your eyes
personally,
suck.
as my eyes get harder to see smaller print, I appreciate digital comics because I can zoom in to areas that I want to examine in detail. But here are the comics that people can pick up. These have all been traded before, so there's not like there's anything brand new. You can get Batman: The Court of Owls. That's Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. Watchmen, Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons, as you said. Those both came out last week.
Yeah.
Coming out in July, there's All-Star Superman from Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely. That is what some of, or at least the inspiration for the new upcoming Superman movie is being drawn from. You also have Far Sector, which is the Green Lantern
it's so good.
tale.
It's amazing.
Yeah, from N.K. Jemisin and Jamal Campbell.
Really good
In
read.
August, you've got Batman Hush. That's the Jeff Loeb, Jim Lee collaboration. That's been turned into so many different things already. Wonder Woman Earth 1 from Grant Morrison and Yannick Paquette. And then in September, you have Harley Quinn and the Gotham City Sirens by Paul Dini and I don't know how to pronounce their name, Julia March. And then Joker by Brian Azzarello and Lee Bermejo comes out in September. And then there's American Vampire and a Catwoman book that are coming out in October. But if people don't want to be seen with a regular sized comic book, but are okay carrying out their manga books, then I would go check these out. $9.99 for Court of Owls or All-Star Superman. That's a pretty good deal.
It's not bad.
Good deal.
Yeah. I have every kind of Watchmen ever made. I would probably pick this up just to have it in my collection.
You have the oversized Watchmen?
I do. I have that thing in the living room inside of a case. It should be out on the damn coffee table, but I like them.
You have grandkids, so yeah, probably not.
I just have I have
colored in some of the pages.
I'm just a sucker for all thing Watchmen. Anytime something comes out, I'm like, I got to get that. So probably grab this one. And I wouldn't mind reading
$10.
Hush again. The only version of Hush I have is the great big coffee table hardbound.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
really? Yeah, I've got the graphic novel one.
Yeah, Hush is awesome. So good.
I think for me, the Court of Owls, Greg Capullo art is really fascinating.
So good.
And what they do with, especially when Batman is slipped some drugs and has a break moment, is really cool to see in print format. So Court of Owls definitely for me. And then I really like the Darwin Cook Catwoman Trail of the Catwoman. That's the one that's coming out in October. That one is really good. And I think maybe Far Sector is like you said, it's got a really good story.
Yeah, that's an amazing story. Even if you don't like Green Lantern in general, or Green Lantern stories or whatever, this is a really cool take. It's very, very good.
The cool thing about that is it kind of removes, because the character is sent literally to the other side of the galaxy.
Yeah.
You're not dealing with traditional Green Lantern type stories. It's a fish out of water, 48 hours kind of tale. Maybe Tango and Cash. Now that I think
it's
about
almost
it.
like this, like that game is that book. When you look at a regular one like Hal Jordan style stuff, that's like cosmic DC universe, right? This is like if the cosmic DC universe had its own cosmic universe. It's like a whole other layer of weird and like it's almost like if you took Guardians of the Galaxy and said, hey, you think this place is weird? Take him to the whole other side of the universe, and now let's see how weird things get. And it's like that. It's very good. Very, very good.
It's good stuff. It's really good stuff.
Nice.
Speaking of Greg Capullo, if everybody remembers the 1990s and the Witchblade series, Witchblade is coming back. And I believe Capullo is doing some of the cover artwork for some of those books. So people can go check that out. I don't know if you guys were ever into Witchblade when it was a comic book series.
Big time. I could not get enough Witchblade at the time.
I never got into it at all.
I loved it.
I would pick it up for the art just because I thought the art was really, really cool.
Who was the artist who passed away, who was famous for getting started there? It was...
Oh, you're talking about Fathom creator. And,
yes.
Yes. No, I'm forgetting his name off the top of my head. Someone in the chat. I met him a couple of times, and he was a great guy.
Super nice dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Died way too young.
I remember picking that stuff up back when it came out, just because I really dug the art style that Image was putting out with this. And, it's gone through its ups and downs, but now they're doing a whole new relaunch for a whole new era of fans. So if you were maybe only familiar with the television show, or if you've heard the rumors that there was this book called Witchblade, but you never had a chance to pick it up, here's a chance to get in on the ground floor. That is coming out at when does this? I want to say August or September is when that one comes out.
That's cool. The TV show was based on it. Really sucked.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like it. It was bad.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I
Chris
love
was
the
fine,
book.
but
yeah, she's okay. But the books are great. If you ever get a chance to go back and read them, why can't I think of that guy's name? Not Campbell. He's still around. Michael Turner. Sarge.
Michael Turner. Yeah.
He was so great. Okay. Oh man, that guy.
Yeah.
What a loss. Yeah. Well, very cool. So you can go check those out.
I do have one more thing for you guys this week, maybe to think about. I don't know if you guys have ever had these kinds of discussions before when you're just sitting around hotboxing it in your electric vehicle there, Brian. Yeah. I was thinking the other day, we are quickly catching up on to another anniversary of the Portal game. And I was wondering, has GLaDOS ever achieved the same pop culture status as like a HAL 9000, the Terminator, or, like Colossus, the Forbin Project, or even the AIs from Westworld that go crazy?
I think for gamers, she has.
Yeah, that's really what it comes down to, right? Because there's such a subset. There's a smaller subset of the pop culture world than there is, I think, for movies and TV and stuff like that, for video games. I think more than Colossus, maybe not quite as much as Terminator, HAL 9000, just because those movies are such classics. But I think if you took a random sampling of 100 people just off the street and said, "Do you know who GLaDOS is?" I would guess you'd probably get 25 to 30%.
Yeah, I think that sounds right. Okay. Probably about that.
Maybe 20, closer to 20%. But yeah, you'd get people who know.
Yeah, I mean, certainly in gaming, she has achieved everything you've said.
Yeah, most definitely on that. I was asking my youngest if he had a chance to play the Portal games because first one came out in 2007. He wasn't born yet or something like that. Yeah. And he's like, no, but I know the game. I'm familiar with it. That's the one with the portal gun and everything. I was like, yeah, but do you know GLaDOS? And he's like, no, not really. And I was like, oh, well, listen to this song by Jonathan Colton.
Yeah.
And that's what got me thinking about, you see a Terminator and people around all over the place instantly know a Terminator. And I would bet for, just the casual off of, I can't do that, Dave, or whatever for HAL 9000. I was like, well, is GLaDOS gotten to that point yet? I mean, and you're right. I think for gamers, yes, but I was just wondering for general larger community if they are familiar with that character.
I think in gaming, she is the highest status of like AI driven craziness. Like I don't think.
And why hasn't OpenAI hired the voice actress too?
Right? Oh my gosh, I would love or
I'd rather have GLaDOS more than
give me
Scarlett
a Siri
Johansson.
Replacement or a ALEXA replacement that is the GLaDOS voice, and I'd pay $5 a month for that privilege.
I think it exists somewhere. Something got
there was
her voice.
what
was it?
There was one of the Garmin, where you could go in and replace your.
Yeah. Well, for a while you could do Scott Fletcher as your Garmin voice too.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
Back then you could get just about anything on there. Let's see. Oh, there's a whole voice generator. How's this work? Here, let's hear what she says. Let's see how this works. It's probably AI of some kind.
Baby driver.
That'd be great. All right, let's give it a shot. Here we go. This is supposed to be in GLaDOS voice. Generate. Here we go. Request in queued. Oh, geez.
Oh, man. It must be popular then. So, yeah, maybe there's your answer right there.
Well,
because we have to queue it. There must be a lot of people who are into this.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I was talking over
Go
GLaDOS.
sub to Captain Sauce.
I don't know what this says.
It's a little
quirked up white boy busted down sexual style. Is he goated with the sauce?
What is happening?
Is she rapping?
You are a terrible child.
I don't know what any of this is.
Is this
that sounds like my mother.
Diss track? Is that a Siri diss track right
I
there?
don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's not giving me mine though. Oh, here we go. Oh no, it still says it's. All right. Well, we'll have to we'll let it cook. I have no idea how this works. Well, there you go, Steven. Great question and great stuff this week. Tell me more about what's happening at Major Spoilers so people can go check that shit out.
Hey, so I really like tactics games, and even though Lamplighters League is end of life already, not even 6 months after the release of the game, I've been playing it over on the Major Spoilers video channel over on YouTube, and I'm really bad. As much as I love tactics games, I'm bad at this. So if you want to see me crash and burn, if you want to see me set my characters on fire, if you want to see me this week specifically, if you want to have see me have a complete meltdown while playing this game, then go check out our Lamplighters League playthrough over on our YouTube channel. It's Major Spoilers Video. And for all the other things, make sure you head over to majorspoilers.com. And because it's going to be hot, everybody needs to stay hydrated.
I agree with that. Oh, wait, here's one. Listen to this.
Critical error.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought that was us. Excellent. Have a fantastic one. We'll see you next time there, Stephen. All right, we are toward...
When you went as hot, all I could hear was Ruby Rod talking about
hot. Oh, they finally did it. It went through.
Lost in Paradise.
It went through. Here we go.
It burns when I pee.
Okay, that's dumb. All right. Well, GLaDOS is cool. That's.
It burns when I
pee. It is a triumph. All right, let's get out of here. Quick reminder: we have. Some swag available from TMS Vegas, and I'm happy and also sad to report there is only 4 left. 4 left.
Wow.
So if you want in on these things before they are gone,
swags.
You better get in there. frogpants.com/stores where they're at. They will go quickly. I suspect by the end of today we will have none left. And for those who have ordered them, they'll be going out soon. They're shipping directly from me. So watch for those on their way. Brian, I think we're done. Do you have a song we can play to get the F out?
I do. For you, Scott, I do.
Oh,
I absolutely do. Really, technically, it's for Leslie, Logan's mom, Leslie Victorine in the chat. Hey guys, Leslie, Logan's mom here. No special occasion. Just love this cover. Thanks. Because we got a lot of stuff coming up later this week. That. Oh wait, did I pull the right one?
I don't know.
Did I do the right song? I did the right. Yes, to the right song. Okay, yeah, this is the one going out to Leslie. Got stuff all the rest of the week, but this was the anytime you can play would be great. This is Remember the Time, the Michael Jackson song, covered by a group that I think is a lot better than their one hit would make you think, and it's a band called Hanson. You remember Zach, Taylor, and Isaac?
Sure.
Hanson.
Yeah.
Those kids who played hockey in the movie Slapshot? No, that's not it. It's something different.
Bop, that
exactly. Their song is far better than, or their other songs are far better than that one song would make you believe. They're really, really good. This is their cover of Michael Jackson's "Remember the Time," came from an EP, but also released as a single. Here is Hanson.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Yes. Get more at frogpants.com.
Pimp. Yeah. Pimp.